All right, you guys, it is June 20th. I'm so sorry we didn't have a team call last week. I was at the Purple Status Retreat and it was amazing. I wish they did trainings like this, leadership style trainings, earlier in the career, because if I would have known some of the things I learned about, I think that this team would be black status already. Like, some of these things were just so incredibly valuable. I don't know how I survived in this business without some of these ideas and some of these principles. And so I wanted to just share them with you because I want to give everything I know to you guys so that you're better, stronger, faster than I ever was in this business. One of the things that Bob Heilig, who is a guru in our business, he is actually a coach for a lot of our six-figure earners, a one-on-one coach for a lot of the six-figure earners with Unique. He was the guest speaker, and we got 5 hours with him. And one of the things that he really honed in on was our habits and the things that we do in our day-to-day, because we get sidetracked and we get lost in the idea of our goals. And we set these big, lofty goals like orange status or purple status or black status. But then it's like this huge jumbo elephant that we have to eat. So how do you eat an elephant? It's one bite at a time. So his entire philosophy is not focusing on the race or the marathon, but on one step at a time, and setting up systems in your business to support growth. So if you've ever seen somebody like skyrocket in this business and make it to the top and then fall back and not be able to maintain, it's because they didn't have systems in place to keep things moving when momentum is slower, and the systems are what are going to support when momentum slows down. Right now we're in the upswing, right? Because everything is growing. We've got the 4D mascara, we've got the Uology, we've got this amazing beachfront line, which I'm obsessed with. And so the idea is that, what if next month, let's just say whatever the kudos was, there was no good products being launched in the middle of the month, how would your business fare? And for some of us, not nearly as good as it does when the company is doing something for us. So the idea is we are developing these systems to get our business to a level of maintaining our status with little effort. You don't want to be getting to green status and having to sell $10,000 all by yourself. That's not a sustainable life cycle. You need to be able to build a system, a team around you to support that. And so one of the things he focused on most was our onboarding process. And you guys already know we've been working on our onboarding process now for a couple of months. We've gone back and forth with several iterations of how we really work on new people. But what I want to talk about before the onboarding process is the recruiting process. I had a moment of clarity when I was sitting with Shaylee and Jordan. Jordan Cortisis and Bryant, she's a purple status, and Shaylee is also a purple status. So we were flying out together, and both of them have recruited way more than me. And I was just talking to them about it. Like, I'm not really recruiting very much. I like, let me pick your brain. Like, what are you guys doing? And the truth is, if I'm honest with myself, I'm not recruiting as much because I'm not asking as much, because I'm not doing the little steps. I'm not in my messenger. I'm not going live about the opportunity. I'm literally doing everything else. And I will do anything else to do the one thing that I know, instead of doing the one thing that I know that I'm supposed to be doing. Does that make sense? Like, we know deep down in our core what we should be doing, but we trick ourselves into thinking that we're still working our business by doing something business related, but still not the number one thing that we need to be doing that's going to help our business the most. Why? Because it hurts the most, and it's probably the most scary. So what I want to focus on in this week's team call is kind of a little bit about the idea on recruiting and some of the ways that you can recruit, some little steps that you can take in your business to start recruiting and eventually snowball that into a big ball of recruiting, right? Like, wouldn't you like to look back at the end of 2019 and say, I recruited 50 people this month or this year? Like, is that a good solid number? Would you feel like if you recruited 50 people between now and December, you would feel accomplished and successful? Well, setting that kind of goal is useless if you don't have some kind of systems in place to get you there. So a couple of the things that I've been doing in my business, one of them we did together. Congratulations to all the ladies that did the 20 messages, 20 recruiting messages. We wrote them down. What was that, like Monday or Tuesday? It's the effort, not the result, that we need to attach to. But if you did that 2 times a week or 3 times a week, what do you think your results would start to be after a month? Way more than the results that you have now, that's for sure. Okay, so that's one of the steps that we can take, one of the small steps that we can take to dedicate 1 hour every 2 or 3 days to sending out recruiting messages. If you carve out the time, if you make it a non-negotiable, you will see a direct spike in the amount of new business partners that are drawn into your business. Another way, another small step, is that you can reach out to everybody that's bought from you in your system. You go back to your Customer Connect. This is for the ladies that have been around for a few months now. You go back to your Customer Connect and you sort by lifetime sales. Now, your name will probably be the first one because we all know we buy a lot of products ourselves. But after that, anybody that with me that has spent more than $200, I sent them a recruiting message. And I want to pull it up, and I'll tell you exactly what I said, and I'll also give you guys, I'll post the script in the team page after we get off of here. But it went along the lines of something like this. Girl, I just looked at your lifetime purchases with me, and do you know that if you would have bought the presenter kit, you would have saved, insert what they would have saved, and you would have earned, insert what they would have earned in YCash. Have you ever thought about getting the presenter kit? That's it. That is not about me. That is not about what I need. That's about what they need. They are a loyal customer. They've already proven that they like the orders because they've come, the products, because they've come in and they've done it several times, right? They've gotten products on products on products. It is not it is not unacceptable for you to offer them the opportunity. The truth is, we don't offer it enough. I sent out a bunch of those messages. I sent out 7 of those messages to customers that had spent $200 or more with me, and I got 5 maybes out of that. 5 maybes. Why? Because the easiest person to turn into a presenter is somebody that already loves the product. It's so easy. I mean, it's not like magic, but it's easier than somebody that you've never met and you never talked to before, right? Another thing that I did is I looked and I saw order totals. So anybody that had ordered more than 4 or 5 times, they got a message from me. Girl, do you know that you've ordered from me 5 times already? And all 5 of those times, you could have saved 20% if you were ordering from your own account as a presenter. Do you see how I'm showing her why this is the best choice? Why this is a good idea? It's these small little steps. It's just doing the work that's the hard part, right? It's the system that's in place. Now, when you think about your system, you want to really think about what your recruiting system is. Are you using third-party tools or not? For those of you that are new, a third-party tool is something that you're not responsible for. For example, I have a video, it's about 5 minutes long. It's a recruiting video. You could send that to your potential recruits. That's a third-party tool. That's somebody else talking about the business so that you don't have to. All right, so there's third-party tools. Are you using those? Are you getting on the phone with these people, letting them feel your enthusiasm, let them feel your passion? The sooner you can get somebody on the phone, the better you can connect with them, the better you can feel like you are a part of something together. right? Lindsay and I have our call tomorrow. She just signed up yesterday. So like, are those parts of your system? You need to become crystal clear, because what's going to happen when, you know, your appendix burst and somebody signs up on your team because you had been like talking to them for months and now you're in the hospital? Do you have something that they can hit the ground running with to give them? Do you have a resource of some kind for your newbies? Because I'll tell you, success leaves clues. And one of the things that I noticed, and I've said this over and over again, and I'm not going to let it go because I believe in it. I know success is telling me this. Every single exclusive status presenter that I interviewed for my podcast all got fast start and pink, or pink and something pretty quickly. Okay. What does that say? The faster you can taste a win, the longer you're going to stay in the business and you're going to stay committed. It's the one time that I won $10,000 on Mega Millions, and now I'll always play Mega Millions because I got that one win, right? So when you have new people coming into your business, you want to get them a win as fast as possible, even if it's something as small as selling one mascara. Because you're building something inside of them. You're building belief inside of them. A lot of people come into the business unsure of whether or not they're going to be successful or not. You know what it's like. I know what it's like. I didn't know if anybody was going to buy from me. I went a week before I made my first sale, and every one of those 7 days it took me to get a sale, I questioned whether or not I had made the right choice. Now imagine you went longer than that. Imagine you went 2 months without getting a sale. How hard is it going to be for you to stay in the business? A lot harder, right? So as leaders, as business mentors, as business partners, we want to help our newbies, our new love business partners get a win as fast as possible. So what kind of system do you have in place to help them run right away? Right? And then I posted the picture, the little girl saying, do you want to have a party? Do you want to join my team? And I want to really talk about, it doesn't have to be 100% attraction marketing, but it does have to be 100% about the person that you're talking to. And we don't want to post and pray. We don't want to just throw up kit graphics left and right, because that comes across as spammy. So you want to be constantly showing value. Like, it doesn't have to be 100% attraction marketing like some of the leaders do, where they're like driving like these beautiful cars and they've got their big bags and their red bottom shoes. It doesn't have to be like that, but it could be other areas of value. Like, for example, today I posted about
I'll be right back. Stop.
I talked about my cleaning lady. Okay, so I kind of feel like some kind of way about having a cleaning lady, but I didn't have a cleaning lady before I signed up with Younique, and now I do. So that's a value to somebody that's busy. Like, some woman right now just cleaned toilets that her kids pissed on, and she's like, oh my God, you mean I could never have to do this again with this business? Do you see the value? Do you see the value that I literally just gave her in her life, the excitement, why she might want to sign up, because now she realizes the direct impact it could have on her life? So we don't want to look thirsty. We don't want to look hungry and greedy for them to join up, because that's not what this is. This isn't about me. It's 100% about them. And when you're marketing this business, look at it from their standpoint. What are they going to do? How can you serve them? What is it going to do to change their life? And you start by looking at ways that it's changing your life. Do you have more confidence? That's not a money thing, but that's something we all could use a little bit more of. Would you agree? Yes or yes? We could all use a little bit more confidence and a little bit more self-belief. So you speak from it, you know. Some of you, like Michelle and Teresa, you guys have been around for a while. I know you feel a change inside of yourself. You're not as insecure as you used to be. Part of it is because of this business. That is a gift, right? So every time you are thinking about posting on your social media, which it should always be intentional, what is the message you're trying to convey? What is the gift you're trying to showcase? So that we don't look thirsty and desperate, because you can sense it from a mile away. Somebody that really wants you to sign up, they're going to look a little extra thirsty. Okay, so make sure that we're moving from a place of like understanding that we're carrying a gift and we're giving out a gift, and you can either have some of this or not. I'm going to keep moving because somebody's going to tell me yes. Somebody's going to want some of this, right? We don't have to ram it down everybody's throat, but we do have to understand the value of what we're giving them. Okay. All right. So just make sure that when you are posting, that it's very intentional. Every single post should mean something, even if it's intentionally showing your home life. Like you're showing your grandbabies or your kids or your dog or something like that. Post it up there with purpose. Don't just post it up there and hope that attraction marketing is going to get you, because that is the slowest path. That's what Bob said. Bob said it's the slowest path is attraction marketing. So you got to get out of your own way when it comes to thinking about messaging people too. Like just even the messaging past customers. How many of you instantly felt a little like bubbling in your throat and gut when I said message past customers and offer them the opportunity? It's scary. It's always scary. And I'm not sure that it's ever going to get easier. But the truth is, this is the one thing that we should be doing more of. Hands down. Hands down. Recruiting is the number one thing that we should be doing more of. And that's what Bob just really talked about a lot, is about the systems and the idea that we are not doing what we should be doing on the day-to-day. So I would do an audit, you guys, over your next couple of days and write down everything you do for your business. And then go back through and look at what of those tasks were income producing and recruiting based and which ones weren't, so that you can avoid those black holes, like those Facebook scrolls. That's exactly why I posted in our team chat that from now on, what if we made the rule that you couldn't go on Facebook unless you posted first? Like it was the unlock button. You post first or you put in your story, because now you're moving with intention. Now you're not just opening it mindlessly to watch cat videos and reruns of Ellen. Now you're doing it with purpose, right? Now I'm doing this, like I have something to say. I need to post on my Facebook, so I'm going to open the app. I'm not scrolling and looking at my boyfriend's ex-girlfriend's page or whatever you're doing. Those are all tricks, because you're on Facebook and you tell yourself, I'm working my business, but are you really though? And that's real talk. If we were honest with ourselves, we spend more time wasted on Facebook than we spend working on Facebook. And that's me too. I had to evaluate what I was doing as well. So do an audit over the next couple of days and look and see exactly what you're doing. Think of it like a food diary. Have you guys ever done those food diaries where you write down everything that you eat for the whole day? Think of your business as a food diary, a business diary, and write down everything that you're doing for your business in a day, and then go back and audit it and look at where you made some side steps and where you could maybe walk a little more confidently tomorrow to do better. Okay? But ultimately, the more people you ask, the better you're going to get at asking. And that's the only way through it is through it. You can't get around it. There's no like magic recruiting bot that you're going to be able to pay for that's going to have people signing up for your team. This is a relationship-based business. You got to start to know these people. You got to start talking to them. You got to start like getting them products in their hands. And if you're not doing that, your business is dying. It's literally dying. And that's why a lot of presenters can't maintain their status, because they stop recruiting. A lot of top leaders stop recruiting. They go into what's called management mode, where they're just managing who they have and they're telling everybody else to do, but they're not actually doing. We just got to go all in. Remember when you first started. Remember how excited you were. Remember how much energy and excitement you had, and try to tap back into that. It's a valuable thing. Okay. So that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about for most of this. And dang it, I talked too long, and I meant to give Sherry a shout out before she came on, before she fell asleep, because y'all know she's tired. Sherry is the MVP of the week. She bought a house today. She's a single mom. She did it all on her own because she's been working this business, and she stayed true to the path, and she just kept stepping and forward and forward and forward out of a bad marriage with fibromyalgia, with lupus, with a child with special needs, and she literally is my hero today. She deserves MVP for sure. So I'm so proud of her for everything that she's done to make her life better, and her commitment to this business. So she deserves that honor this week. So Sherry gets a shout out. And if you follow me on Facebook, then you will have already known that Sherry was the MVP, because I decided this week that I was actually going to start posting the MVP every week on my wall. So if you want a shout out, you got to do something good. I'm not saying you have to buy a house to get a shout out, but start doing the work. And I'm watching for people to shout out on my page, because you guys deserve all of the credit for everything that you're doing. All right. We're down to the last few colors of the beachfront. We're like 90% sold out, like through completely through the deepest, darkest red color. But I really like these products, you guys. If you haven't gotten them yet, or if or if you can only get one or two, that's fine. But I'm telling you, I really like these products. They're going to be great for summer, and especially when we go to convention in Orlando. If you are interested in going to convention in Orlando, it's in August. There's a couple of tickets left that you can buy. We've got a couple of townhouses. We've got 3 townhouses total. There's lots of room for people to stay. If we need, if you need a bed, we can rent you a bed. You can go in on the house with us. But as of right now, we have 14 confirmed from this team. And I couldn't be more proud of each and every one of you that have committed to going. It's gonna change your business. So, okay. Questions. Let's do a little question and answer. You're gonna have to unmute yourself if you have any questions. Yes, Michelle's got questions. Thank you.
Just for clarification, when you were talking about sending your recruiting message, you said that you tell them that they've ordered this much, what they could have earned.
So I take what they've sold. So let's.
So I don't know if you meant to tell them that they earned white cash or to tell them that they earned cash.
That they could have earned both. If they had bought the presenter kit, they could have earned both. So let's just say that they've spent $1,000, right? So the first 500, they were earning 20%, and the second 500, they were earning 25%, right? So 20% of 500 is $100, and 25% of 100 is $25, right? So that's $45. And then if I spread it out, say maybe over 5 orders, so each one of those they would have earned Y cash for, because they would have been a qualified party, right? So then I kind of estimate the Y cash part a little bit, but I figure if it's $1,000 over 5 parties, that's what's that, $10 a piece? That's $50 Y cash. So then I tell them you could have earned $45 or whatever it is. That's not right. My math is terrible.
You gotta go out. Go, baby.
Hold on. Let me get my calculator out.
225.
You understand how the math is? Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Who just chimed in? Kim?
I did. Yes.
Yes. Thank you. So $225 in cash, and whatever I said the number was in Y cash.
Okay.
So
$50.
yeah, so I just show them what they would have earned if they would have signed up earlier. So then like that's showing value, why it would have been important. Even if they're just doing it for the discount, it's still valuable, right?
Okay.
Just from personal use,
Right.
And then, yeah, so that one was a great one. I was
Yeah.
proud of myself
Okay.
for that one.
That's a good one. Okay.
And if anybody wants to do three-way calling, just let me know. I'd be happy to get on the phone with any of your potentials. If they're still kind of on the fence and you're feeling like you don't know how to close them, let's get on the phone together, and I will share with you how I do it and help you with them. Because I know it's hard in the beginning to know what to say, especially when you're new, or if you're shy, or if you're not 100% familiar with the business, it can feel like you're not ready. And so having a friend, a wingwoman, feels a little safer, right? I'll be your wingwoman anytime. If you have somebody that's kind of on the fence, but you just tell them. She's at the top of the company. She's willing to talk to you if you're willing to talk to her. People will show up for that. They want to know. They want to pull back the curtain and see if the Great Oz is back there or if it's real. There was one other thing. Oh, this is the last thing that I want to say about recruiting, because we all do this. So let's just say you sent your 20 messages. I want you to promise me that you will not go back and look at whether or not the message was read. Promise me that you will send the message and don't go back and look at it, because all it's going to do is mess with your head. If they respond, they respond, but you're not attaching to the result. You're attaching to the work. The work is sending the message. It does not matter if they respond or not. It does not matter if they read it or not. If they read it and they didn't respond, you're going to fill it in with story. Oh, they hate me. Oh, I suck. Oh, did I say it wrong? Was I too aggressive? And you're going to spiral into self-doubt, and you're going to talk yourself out of sending any more messages. Send the message. Don't go back and look to see if they read it. Deal? It's not serving you to know if they read it at 8:59 or not. Okay? It's going to play tricks with your head. All right. I think that's it. My son is home too. I don't have to lay down the law.
That's because he wants to go to more parties, and he's like, the
It's
first
the
one
first
I got.
one. The first one I had, right, he knows.
Next one he's going to be in at 9:05.
It's going to progressively get up.
Right.
Thanks for the heads up. Now I'll be looking out for it.
Yeah. Been there, done that. Long time
Does
ago.
anybody else have any questions about recruiting before we get off of here? So we're all just going to start recruiting like 10 people a month? Oh, you got to believe it, babes. You're not going to do anything unless you believe it.
Maybe you should add it to our task sheet. Send
What?
5 recruiting messages a day.
It is in our task sheet that I'm typing up. It is on there. So 5 a day.
There you go.
I'm still working on developing that dang on thing though.
I thought
Again.
you already sent them out to the printer.
No. I wish.
I have a question.
Yes, Michaela.
When do you think you should start? Like immediately, or like after you've got a base going? Because I feel weird about I haven't gotten any actual inquiries as far as any of the products go. I mean, except for one of my friend's moms. They sent me something today asking about the lip butters. But aside from that, I haven't really gotten any real inquiries, and I'm just wondering, is it too soon to do it? Especially if they can't see that I'm doing well, why would they want to join?
Well, then I would refine your approach a little bit to do, instead of I've been doing this for a while, I can mentor you mindset, which is what I do because I've been doing this for 4 years. But as a newbie, instead, I would pose it as, do this with me. This seems really fun, and I'm really excited about what's ahead. Why don't you do this with me? So it's not like this hierarchy of I'm above you, but we're going to go in together and you're my friend and sign up with me and we'll do this together. Make it a journey that you guys I would reach out to all of your friends and I would just be asking them if they want to. No, thank you. That's what I would do. That's how I would pose it. Do this with me. This seems kind of cool. Have you thought about it? I just got started. What do you think? Have you heard anything? let yourself be a beginner too. Like there's nothing wrong with that either. And they might even be more attracted to that, because if you're a beginner and then they're going to be a beginner and that takes some of the pressure off. I think sometimes people don't want to sign with me. It's a double-edged sword because I've been doing it for so long and I'm going to have expectations, and you know, then they're going to have to answer to mama. But maybe if you're just their friend, then they're gonna think, well, Kayla's doing it. I'll probably just like try it out with her. We'll see what happens together, because that makes it feel safer, right? Mob mentality. Like if you're a beginner, then they're okay to be a beginner, and then their friends are gonna be okay to be a beginner. That's how I would approach it. I wouldn't necessarily feel like you have to pretend like you just know everything about everything. But just be excited about the journey.
All right. Okay. Thanks.
And I would like to see your recruiting list by the end of the week, Missy.
Okay.
All right. Anybody else have any more questions? I know, Lindsay, it's like your second day and you're like, she's already talking to me about recruiting. Don't worry. We got other things in line for you, baby, tomorrow. All right, anybody else? All right, babes, have a good night. I love you show. Talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.